Hi, my name is Vanessa Alatorre Zapico, and today I will be doing my video essay as to why I want to study architecture. This is for my Achieving Your Career and College Goals class with Mrs. Valeria de la Cruz, and I am studying my fourth semester in UVM, Campus Torreon. Okay, so to start off, I'm gonna talk about how I came to the decision that I want to study architecture. Well, it all started when I was around 7 or 6 years old because I've always been really good at maths, and I'm not trying to sound braggy, but I've just always had very logical and mathematical thinking skills. So my father will always tell me, you are going to be an architect, I see you being an architect, and we will put up a business for you. And I was always like, Dad, but I don't like architecture, I don't like maths, I'm just good at it, but I don't enjoy them. And what I realized later on is that I hadn't found something I could apply my math skills in that I would also enjoy. I remember always being put into math competitions when I was in primary and middle school and getting very bored and not really wanting to go anymore. I wouldn't really put any effort in it because I would get really bored really fast. I've always been a very shy kid, so I didn't even get the chance to make that many friends, and I always got really nervous when it came to exams that were to prove my intelligence and prove how good I was. So yeah, I always related math with stress or boredom. But then around 5th or 6th grade, I started having more teachers that would teach to older kids, and they would always tell me, what are you gonna do when you grow up? What are you gonna study? And I would always be like, well, I don't know, miss or mister. And they would always suggest me to study an engineering major or architecture. And I would always tell them that I wouldn't be that. I thought I would be a fashion designer or a cook or something like that, something that had nothing to do with maths. Obviously, everything in life has to do with maths, but not a career that was based on maths. So around middle school, I started worrying about what I would have to choose in a couple of years, which I know sounds crazy, like what middle schooler thinks about what they're going to study, I know. But I got really worried really fast because I thought that time was running out of my hands like sand. But it obviously wasn't. I'm still here, but now I have a clear decision. So I started to research since middle school, like taking quizzes to see what I was good at and stuff. And the two options that have always came up are maths, like mathematical thinking, or very artistical mediums, because I've always been a very artistic kid. When I was in middle school and in primary school, I used to dance all the time. I was in ballet, in jazz, in hip hop, but I had to leave it because of an injury. And then I came about painting, and then I came about drawing and sketching, and then I came upon instruments, and I can play 3 different instruments. So it was very conflicting to me to make such a decision between art and maths, because I know I'm very good at maths, but I love arts. And it's not like I'm not good at art, it's just that I don't really settle for one specific thing in art. Like, I'm always changing the mediums of art that I try out. So I was in a dilemma and I didn't know what to do, and then I started researching like which careers or jobs mix up art and mathematics and stuff like that. And then I came about architecture, and I was like, oh my god, well, this is perfect. I didn't have any clue about what was architecture about. I always avoided it because my teachers and my parents always told me that I would be good at it, and I just didn't want to look into it at all. But once I started researching and reading books about it, I know I'm such a nerd, but my favorite book about architecture is A Message to All Architecture Students by Le Corbusier. It's really good. I really enjoyed it, and it really opened my vision upon architecture. I really recommend it. So yeah, once I started informing myself, I really fell in love with it. And just imagining about your vision and the vision of your client coming together, being able to feel empathetic with their vision and maybe trying to do the best for them with their budget, or maybe having certain creativity freedom in some other positions. I don't know, it's just that I have also interviewed many architects for this specific subject, and I get really excited really easy because they tell me about what their day-to-day life is, and it just sounds perfect to me. Like, I really do see myself planning out and sketching out houses and just thinking about leaving something in the world that at least the owners of the house will know that I designed and I helped make. It just brings chills to my body. Like, I get really excited about that part, but also about the logical part. Like, it's not just art. It's not that art is simple. Obviously, it's not. But it has, everything has a why and how everything was done. So, for example, you say that you want to build a house in a certain region, you have to take into account everything, the lightning, where the sun sets and where the sun rises, for all the windows and the lighting in the house, and for the certain seasonal changes, if it's gonna affect your house in certain ways. Also about the expansion of some materials with certain temperatures. There's just so much to it that I hadn't really imagined before looking into it. And yeah, I really fell in love with that career. I've read about 6 books by now, and I think that it has really helped me be confident in my decisions, because sometimes I get certain uncertainty about my choices, but then I remember, like, no, like, I am making an informed choice about what I want to be. And I really see myself traveling the world, studying architecture. The places that I have had the luck to travel to with my family are really beautiful, and since I already knew I wanted to study architecture, I was able to really appreciate everything that was around me, especially because I went to Europe. And well, everyone knows that Europe is one of the continents with the most iconic architecture pieces. So yeah, I really think that I'm making the right choice, and I really think that I am very suited for this specific career. I think I have the skills and the will to work towards it. I know I have a lot to learn. I'm not saying that I already know everything, but I'm excited to learn. I want to learn everything about it. So yeah, that has been all for my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.